Simon Cowell signed you guys.
He did.
What was he like as a boss before TV? Simon
Exactly
Cowell.
the same.
Exactly as you see him on TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Relentlessly, like driving you boys on the daily.
And it's literally the thing is with Simon, we learned very early on that if you had an idea, you had to make him think it was his idea, and he'd go, he'd repeat it back to you, and you go, "That's a fantastic idea."
What he used to do in meetings, which was we got sort of savvy to it in the end, was you thought that he was just winking at you, and you were his favourite. So he'd give you the wink.
That's how he made me feel.
He's a proper winker.
But you'd give you the wink, right? And then we started to go, hang on, did he wink at you? And he would wink. He would wink at every one of us without the other seeing.
And then we were quite good friends with the guys from Westlife as well. So they'd be coming in for a meeting after we were leaving, or vice versa. And I'd walk past Brian or something, and he'd go, "How many winks did you get today?" And I go, "I got 4." Then next time I see him, I got 3 that day or 6.
The thing is, we didn't know him obviously when he was a celebrity, and he was
no,
on
it
TV.
was he was the record company Simon Cowell.
He was just straight down the line, an A&R person, and I have to say, obviously. I mean, he doesn't.
A&R wise,
he doesn't need me to say it.
He knows what he's doing.
But, the hit records, the singles that he chose.
I knew
he was a massive.
Absolutely.
He only had to listen to 30 seconds of a song and
to know.
To smash.
It's
that's what he did.
smash.
Wow.
30 seconds. He had too much treble and not enough bass.
Never had any bass on his stereo. It used to drive us insane.
But he'd listen, first chorus, and he'd go, "Hit or don't play it again."
Yeah.
What was your relationship like with the other boy bands of the time, Westlife, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC? Was there a war? Was it competitive, or did you each have?
There was definitely competition. We were competitive.
Yeah,
but there weren't the
was
wars
no,
that everyone said there was.
You don't really with the schedule that you've got, you're going from place to place. Unfortunately, and that's what I'm enjoying this time around. You just didn't get the time to really connect with them, and I regretted that afterwards. I was like, oh, and then afterwards you meet all these people after, and they all felt like you. They're all going through the same thing. So it's nice to connect now. Really,
I do remember doing like something really early on. We'd only rehearsed and could perform one song. And the Backstreet Boys were playing before us, and they'd been going for like years.
Yeah.
I remember watching them do a bunch of things and going, "Oh, right, okay,
they were on.
I remember seeing Justin Timberlake for the first time. I mean, he had a motorbike helmet on stage, but when he took it off, it was very. You could just see the talent. You know
yeah. You're
but
like,
only when he took it off.
It's crazy to hear that, because as a band, as a fan, you were all on the same scale, but as you as in the band were intimidated, not intimidated is the wrong word, but you looked at your competitors upwards and were like in awe, as like, oh wow, they actually were a well put together band.
Yeah. He was always had something special, Justin Timberlake. He did.
Now tell me, according to Wikipedia, there is an Aston Martin story about a car. Is this true?
Yes, it is true.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell it. You tell me where I'm wrong here. Apparently, Simon Cowell was trying to get you Max Martin's Britney Spears' "Baby One More Time" as a song for this group, for you.
Right.
And then Max wasn't sure it was right, but then Simon Cowell offered an Aston Martin as a gift. Is that the story?
There's 2 stories that you're mixing up.
Okay,
One
sorry.
is that he offered Max Martin, it was a really expensive Mercedes for "Baby One More Time," but Max said, "We've given it to this girl." And the Aston Martin is a better story, actually.
Okay.
Because we were actually broke. We'd released like Everybody Get Up, When the Lights Go Out, Slam, but we were on like £100 a week, and we were really struggling, right?
Yeah. Are you serious?
No, I'm serious. So we'd gone in and we'd gone, look, we need some more money and stuff like that. He was like, okay, yeah, look, we'll transfer like a few thousand, whatever.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And then he comes out of the underground thing in his convertible Aston Martin, and he goes, "Hey guys," and we turn while we're waiting for our van to come, and he goes, "This was Everybody Get Up."
And then
You're telling me you have £100 in your account, and then he drives out of the underground car park in an Aston Martin that your song that you had performed had bought him.
Yeah.
Yes, but I did kind of get
another Aston Martin.
I did kind of get my own back a little bit in the Aston Martin, because when we were doing "When the Lights Go Out," he says he needs to move it, and I said, "I'll move it for you, Simon." And I literally took it over Putney Bridge and took off in it.
Basically did a Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
And then when I parked it back up, all the pistons were going. And he come out and he went, "You did just park it, Scott, didn't you?" I went, "Yeah, Simon, yeah, of course I did." But I literally 4 wheels off the floor.
And then, wow. And then the last story that I had heard, Bye Bye Bye, which NSYNC released.
Mm-hmm.
Did it come to you boys first?
It did, but it wasn't formed. So all that they had at the time was the hook, which is a very good hook. They had "Ain't No Lad, Baby Bye Bye Bye." They had that
hook.
part, and we were working it and writing it. And Jay was doing like a melodic rap over it, which because I'm Rain Man, I remember. And quite literally, we was doing it, and it just wasn't feeling right because obviously it was always meant to be an NSYNC song.
I think it could have worked.
Well, our kids have actually said, haven't they, Sean, that they like.
It's one of them moments that we didn't do it, and it obviously wasn't meant to be because we didn't do it. But it doesn't mean it couldn't have worked.
It did sound like NSYNC in the studio.
But
it didn't sound like.
I only learned very like a couple of days ago or a week ago. Because one of NSYNC, I think it was Joey, was saying...
He's your son.
Yeah, no, he's my son. Yeah, he said that Slam was offered to them.
Oh, wow.
What? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
He's come out in an interview very recently, said that Slam was offered to them and they didn't take it. So it's meant to be, weren't it? We had Slam and they had that.
There you go. I'm not going. I'm no surprises here. I have tickets to the show tomorrow, just so you know.
Yes.
I will be there.
Yes,
I will be there. Boys, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being open. Thank you for being I guess those stories. You know how much they mean to the fans, and I appreciate you because sometimes I meet artists that are like, I'm not telling this again for the 50th time.
Yeah. No,
but I
it's
appreciate
fine.
I appreciate
Thank
the
you.
time.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No, thank you for being here.
Entertainment Centre tomorrow. Let's
Absolutely,
It's a
and then Brisbane on Wednesday,
on the 20th.
and then Melbourne next weekend.
Yeah.
And it legitimately is a banger of a show.
I have no doubt I will be there.